So welcome to all of you. My name is Laura Garrison-Brook. I'm glad you're here. And we're in Sahasrara Chakra, which is the crown chakra. And very often, the inspiration for my classes is just in time. So I started reading this book yesterday, Soul Friends. It was a gift from my godmother. And the fun thing is I've actually met Stephen Cope. He's a longtime staff person and leader at Kripalu. And in the very beginning of his book, he talks a lot about human connection. So before I talk about what I read in this book, Soul Friends, I also started this book yesterday. It was a good day. Started 2 books. I love Jodi Picoult. This is one of her newest, The Book of Two Ways. And a quote in here really jumped out at me. And I wanted, because as I was reading it, I was like, I took a picture of it. I can't flip through and find it quickly, so I'll look at it on my phone. It said, life asked death, why do people love me but hate you? Death responded, because you are a beautiful lie, and I am a painful truth. Okay, life is a beautiful lie, and death is a painful truth. And of course, I immediately latched onto that and started going around and around in my head, what does that mean? And having just read this yesterday morning, I was like, the start of this book talks about English novelist E.M. Forster, whose name I honestly wasn't tremendously familiar with. I wouldn't say that I'm tremendously learned when it comes down to literature, but I did recognize some of his really big books, which are, for example, he wrote Howard's End, and he also wrote A Passage to India. So he writes about human connection. And one of his mentees spent time with him right before his death. And Stephen Cope writes, just 2 weeks before his death, what a fire burned in him still. What a fire burned in Forster still. And at this point, he was in his 90s. Isherwood, his mentee, noticed Forster's fierce inner glow during that final visit and recognized it for what it was, the happiness of a life well lived. Okay? So Forster did not live a life that was a beautiful lie. He lived a life that was well lived. And as a result, into his 90s, he still had this inner fire. Okay? So I would love us to explore, and this is our continued exploration, coming to the mat. Standing here, feeling your feet grounding down. I would love for us to really start to explore what for us is truth, right? That's what we've been talking about the past few classes. Satya. Remember? Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. Feeling your feet grounding down. Let me go ahead and get our music started. Hey Siri, start YouTube. So feeling your feet really rooting down, grounding down. And drop in here. Okay, feeling yourself coming into this moment, breathing into the feet, breathing into this Tadasana, this moment. Feeling yourself land. And just gently taking stock. Okay, palms shine forward. Feeling the heels root down, the balls of the feet root down. And then bringing the hands to the heart space. Snuggling the base of the thumbs into the chest. Nice big inhale. And let's Om together. Another inhale. And maybe bring the base of the thumbs up to the third eye. And then drop those hands down. Inhale the arms up. Reach up. Lift up. Feel yourself opening up. And then bringing the hands down the midline. And having this continued practice be about your truth. Sat, Chit, Ananda. So the hands at the heart space. And then bringing the fingertips. Cooper was just feeding the baby. Here, I'm just shutting the bathroom door. So bringing the fingertips like this. So it's almost like an upside down hakini. And then saying to yourself, Sat. Bringing the hands up to the heart space. Flower open your lotus. Chit. And then bring the arms overhead. Ananda. Okay. And this, if I was to say what this is in English, I would say my consciousness, my conscious connection to truth leads me to bliss. Sat, truth, Chit, consciousness. Ananda is bliss. Okay, so this is making sure that we're not living a beautiful life. Life is not a beautiful life. For so many of us, it is, right? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Let's do 3 more rounds. Sat, Chit, Ananda. And you know, as I was thinking about what this means to be living a beautiful lie, I think if anything, that has become even more true with the prevalence of social media. You're like, oh, I knew she was going to go there, right? Because we curate our lives and we put the pictures on Instagram. We post our posts on Facebook and we check to see how many likes we get, right? We're living life from the outside in. Sat, Chit, Ananda. And then come up onto the balls of the feet, stretching up, reaching up. Feel yourself grounding down. A little bit of balance. I almost lost it. Settle those heels down and fold down. Coming down. Head hangs heavy. I'm getting our music started. Right, soften those knees as much as you need to. First forward fold of the practice, possibly first forward fold of the day. So just gently sway it out. In this whole exploration of satya, truth, is all about starting to live life from the inside out, not the outside in. And if you're like, what do you mean, Laura, the outside in? Hands on the shins, lift it up, nice long spine. Don't crank the head, just looking right down at the mat underneath the face. And exhale it down. So when you live life from the outside in, hands Hands frame the foot. Step it back. We're much more focused on, what other people think. How does it look? Am I the right weight? Am I wearing the right clothes? Do I drive, a new enough car? How does my yard look? I think I have a lot of weeds in my front yard. What are my neighbors saying about me? Right? All of those things. That's living life from the outside in. And that's when, drop the knee down, life can become a beautiful lie. It can become a beautiful lie. Hips release down. Set those hips back, toes stay down, fold over the leg. Inhale forward. And exhale it back. And the thing that comes to mind, and I'm sure you've experienced this as well, where you hear about someone, a celebrity, a millionaire, breathing into the back of their leg, who has totally crashed and burned or taken their own life, and you're like, why? Look at these people, they had it all, right? Well, I think a lot of times it's because they were living a beautiful lie, and they couldn't take it anymore. Hips release down, relax down. Curling the toes under. Just like I've been saying to y'all for a while now, left hand on the knee, twist it open. Practice yoga from the inside out. Don't worry so much about what it looks like. Connect with how it feels. So don't compare yourself to, well, Laura looks like that. No, I don't look like that. Hands frame the foot. And then set that foot back. Walk into your dog. Settling the heels down, tailbone rises up. Connecting here to your practice, connecting to this body. Yoga, yuj. Yuj means to yoke. Yoga, to unite the mind and the body through the breath. Drop those knees down and let's inhale, lift into our Uttanasana. Exhale it into your Yarasana. Inhale again, cow. And exhale, arch, cat. And then bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Stretching out the left side of the neck. And then inhale, lift into your cow. And then exhale, arch. And the left ear towards the left shoulder. Arching here, stretch out the scalenes on the right side of the neck. Maybe you feel this stretch through the obliques on the right side, the side waist. And then inhale, lift up, cow. Tailbone rises up. And then widen the knees, touch the toes, sit back. Palms face up. Flip the hands so the back of the hands are on the mat. And just release down into your child. Feeling yourself here open. Open to this exploration of truth. Because at the end of our lives, I want each and every one of us to be able to look back and say, I lived a beautiful truth. That was my life. A beautiful truth. I lived my life from the inside out. That's my wish for all of us. So hands under shoulders. Knees under hips. And inhale, lift. Curl the toes under. Walk the hands forward. Lift it up, down dog. Head hangs heavy. Roll the head on the neck. Drop those knees down. And walk the hands to the left, looking over that left shoulder, stretching out the right waist. Breathe into that right lung. And then come through center and go in the other direction. Stretch it out. Look over the right shoulder, back at the right hip, and come through center. Curl the toes under. Come on, back up, down dog. Head hangs heavy. Tailbone rises up. Right. Another breath. And then step that right foot forward. Knees right over ankle. Hands frame the foot, shoulders down the back. Drop that knee, little runner's lunge. Breathing here. Saying to yourself, Sat, Chit, Ananda. Set those hips back, folding over the leg, toes stay down. And inhale it forward. Exhale it back, toes rise up, heavy right heel. Breathing into the hamstrings. Opening up the hamstrings, opening up the back of the leg. Breathing here. Inhale it forward. Connecting to the body. Exhale it back. The more that we have body intelligence, an intuitive awareness of how our body responds, the more connected we are to what our truth is, because our body will respond, even if sometimes, inhale it forward, our mind is like on autopilot. You know, like, well, I always do this. I always, chauffeur people to the airport when they ask me. But if your stomach clenches or your throat locks up and you're like, I really don't feel like I have the capacity to do this, that left hand can come down. Remember, you can also always put your hand on a block. Right hand onto the right knee as you twist open to the right. Breathing. So listen to the body. If you feel like sometimes you're not in tune with what your truth is, listen to the body. The body will help you figure it out. The body will help you say, not this, not this. Hands frame the foot. And bring that right knee back. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Inhale, lift. Curl those toes under. Stretch it back. Puppy dog stretch. Head comes down. Pressing those hands into the earth. And then plugging the hands in, curl the toes, lift the hips down, dog. Walk your dog out. Head hangs heavy. Rolling the head on the neck. Tailbone lifts up. Breathe in here. And then float that right leg back and up. If you like three-legged dog, roll the foot on the ankle. Allow the heel on the left side to start grounding down. Another breath. Step it forward. Coming into your Vira 1. Lift it up. beautiful open heart. And if you'd like, reach back, clasp the hands behind the heart, yoga mudra. Roll the shoulders back, opening the heart. And breathe here. Another breath. Release those hands, lift it up. And then let's stretch the left arm forward and the right arm back. This is Pavrita. Yarasana, twisting triangle. It might feel weird. Another breath. And inhale, lift. Step off into your Karate Kid. Little bit of a bend to that right leg. You can have the palms face up. You can bring your Sat, Chit being your lotus, and then Ananda. Okay? Sat, your truth, consciousness, Chit, and bliss. And then catch that foot, bring the heel into the glute, stretching out the quadricep on this side. Breathing into that expression of truth. When do I feel most real? Maybe that's our question, our exploration. And maybe that resonates with you. And then coming into Vrikshasana, just for a breath. Tree pose, foot is anywhere on the leg but the side of the knee. And then step it back. Breathing here in your Vira. So when do I feel most real? When do I feel most true? When do I feel most authentic? That's the appreciative inquiry side of this question, right? And then lengthening the stance, coming into your Vira 2, knees right over the ankle. Stretching. Spine is upright, not leaning forward, not leaning back. And then the shadow side of the question. Straighten the leg. A little bit of a micro bend to that knee and come on into your true Kunasana. The shadow side of the question is, when do I feel inauthentic? And how does that show up in the body? How does it feel? When does it happen? And that when could be when you're with certain people. When you're playing a certain role. Glide it up. Maybe when you're playing the role of significant other. When you're playing the role of the child. When you're playing the role of the parent. Come on back into your reverse. And then side angle. Remember that Agya, our sixth chakra, we spent so much time focusing on unity, right? Vira 2. And then hands either side of the foot, come on down. So when we have persona within us that make us feel fractured, that make us feel fake, these are things we need to address. Because we cannot achieve unity. Toes touch, knees are wide. Come on and sit down into your child. Palms are up. Breathing here into the child. If your head has a hard time getting down onto the mat, grab your block. Or blocks. So we can get our sixth chakra, our third eye down to connect it and maybe roll the head on the neck. Breathing here. And you can say to yourself as an affirmation, I connect to my truth. I live a life filled with beautiful truth. Beautiful truth. Turn the hands, plug the hands in, curl the toes, lift the hips, come on up, down dog. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Head hangs heavy. Float that left leg back and up, stretch it up, reach it up, and step it forward. Coming into your Vira 1. Lift it up. Breathing here. Reaching back, taking your yoga mudra, if that serves your body. Feeling, doing yoga from the inside out. How does it feel? Does this serve you? Opening the heart. Another breath. And release those arms up. Step off onto the left foot, coming into your Bakasana. Soften that bottom leg, the standing leg. And turn the hands up if you'd like. Breathing here. And then catch that foot. Bring the heel in towards the glutes, stretching out the quads on the right side. And then take your Vrikshasana, just for a breath or two. Your tree pose. Sole of the foot can be anywhere on the leg except the knee. Right knee goes out to the side, hands at the heart space. Another breath. And then step it back. Vira 1. Open up the heart. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Open it up. Virabhadrasana 2. Long edge, long back edge of the right foot glues down to the earth, making sure you're not rolling onto the inner ankle. And stretch from fingertip to fingertip. Left knee over the ankle. Straighten that leg and glide into your triangle pose. Breathing here. Another breath. Float on up. Vira 2. And take reverse. And warrior 2. And then hands either side of the foot, come on down. Tailbone rises up, head hangs heavy. Now your choice if you want to come down into child's pose again. You can rest here in down dog, or you can glide with me through a vinyasa, coming into plank. Breathing here. Come on down, knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga Pranam. And lift up into your Bhujangasana. Shoulders down the back. Breathing your heart open. And asking yourself, what is my truth? When am I most real? And let the heart come down. Curl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. And it's totally fine. I say this to y'all all the time. If you're like me, where you ask yourself a question and you don't get a quick answer, You're in such good company. Such good company. Drop that right knee down. Kickstand the right foot out to the side. Long edge of the inner edge of the left foot comes down onto the mat. And lift up into your Vashisthasana. Beautiful long line. Really lifting up. Feel that gorgeous stretch through the intercostal muscles that enrobe the ribs on the left side. Arm waterfalls over. And then roll it down. Come on back, down dog. Walk it out. Head hangs heavy. Left knee comes down. Left foot comes out to the side. Long edge of the inner foot. Left hand right underneath the face. And again, lift up into your knee down side plank. Breathing here. How connected are you to your truth? And knowing that truth, Sat Chit Ananda, when we're connected to our truth, we experience bliss. Coming back into your down dog. So if you're like, I don't know how connected I am to my truth. Well, my question is to you, how much do you experience joy? How much do you experience bliss? And if your answer is not very much, then it sounds like we have some work to do around truth. Roll the head on the neck. And you're in such good company if that's the case. Remember what the beginning quote was. Remember that? Glide forward. Life asking death, why do people love me and hate you? And death's reply, because you are a beautiful lie and I am the painful truth. Breathing here in our plank. The most people in our world, drop those knees down. Come on back, Anahatasana. Most people in the world live lives that are beautiful lies. Beautiful lies. They live their lives from the outside in. Drop those forearms down. Now we're going into forearm plank. And if you don't like forearm plank, you can do regular plank. Curling the toes under. Arms are parallel, like railroad tracks. Okay? Elbows underneath the shoulders. Pour energy into the elbows so the back part is flat. Don't let those scapula wing up. Don't let the heart cave forward. Breathing here. Feeling the heat in the belly. I'm shaking. Another breath. And then come on down. Whew. Right. Elbows maybe walk forward a little bit so the elbows are right under shoulders. Coming into Sphinx. Sphinx pose is when we traction the elbows back. Grow the spine long. So you have a long neck. Shoulders are down. They're not up close to the ears. And breathe here into this back bend. Sphinx pose. Another breath. And then come on down onto the belly. Putting one hand on top of the other, forehead comes down onto the hands. And just allow yourself to melt down. And if you prefer, you can just bring your forehead all the way down onto the mat if that's better with your neck. Listen to your body, practicing yoga from the inside out. And wag your tail, letting go of any tension that might have built up in the back body. Right. And then bring the arms back, palms face down. Roll the shoulders down. Stretch the legs back. Lift one leg, stretch it back. Lift the other leg, stretch it back, and let the tops of the feet come onto the earth. We're going to go through a locust series. So first, the legs stay relaxed on the earth, and we just inhale the arms back, lifting up the heart. Don't crank the neck. We're looking at the mat right underneath the face. Breathing here into our locust. Don't hold the breath. Keep breathing, squeezing out those kidneys and adrenals. This is so good for us. Cleansing the kidneys and adrenals, which live right above the belt line in the back body. And then come on down. Again, forehead can just be on the mat, or you can rest one hand on the other and wag your tail. Eyes are closed, rolled up and in. Your affirmation can be, I am connected to my deepest truth. I live a life of authenticity. And release your wagon. Forehead comes down onto the earth. And arms reach back like airplane wings. And legs reach up. Shalabhasana. Breathing here in your locust. Again, don't hold the breath. Keep breathing, working the glutes, working the hamstrings, working the back body, the erector spinae, which are the long muscles that run along the spine. Breathing here. And come on down. Turn the head, doesn't matter which way. Wag your tail if that feels good. Nice falling out breath. Big inhale. And then exhale through the mouth and have a big, just letting it go. Letting it go. And saying to yourself again, I am connected to my deepest truth. Bringing the forehead back onto the mat. Now your choice here, you can keep on, we're going to do 3 more rounds. You can keep going with your arms in airplane wings. This is the least work for the back body. Okay? You can bring your arms out like you're a cross. So breathing here. Feeling the legs working, the glutes working, the back body working. Don't crank the head. Another breath. Spread the toes. And come on down. Either hands underneath the forehead, or you can have the arms alongside the body. Turn the head in the other direction. And this, if you're like me, you're going to notice that the neck feels quite a bit tighter in this direction. Just allow yourself to melt down. Wagging your tail if that feels good, or just releasing down. Another breath. And now, in Shalabhasana, the arms are going to stretch forward. This is the most work for the back body. So if this works for you, awesome. Otherwise, your arms are still back like airplane wings. Okay? Listen to the body. Practicing yoga from the inside out. Breathing here. Spread the toes. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Feel how on the inhale, you might float up a little bit in your locust. And on the exhale, you float down. Another breath. And then come on down. Either forehead comes down onto the mat, or twist your head in the way that feels best for you. Wag your tail. I'm going back to the right again because my neck felt really tight on that side. Nice falling out breath. Inhale. breath, letting it go. Letting go of the beautiful lie that you might be clinging to, the way you feel things should be, the appearances you feel like you have to keep up. And the last one in this series is going to be our bow pose. So reaching back. And if you can catch your ankles, brilliant, or maybe the tops of the feet. If you have a strap, you can put a strap around the ankles. Okay, this is Yarasana Bow Pose. And flex the feet if you can. And then we lift up in our Dhanurasana, our bow, and allow the pressure of pushing the feet up. Try not to have the knees splay open. And have the pressure of the legs lift the heart. And as you inhale and exhale, notice how you roll back and forth. This is so good for the internal organs. We're massaging the internal organs. Big belly breaths. 3 more breaths. 1 more. And come on down. Oi, oi, oi. Right. Breathing here. Allow the spine to normalize. Wag your tail like, I'm so happy that that's done. Yay! Hands underneath your shoulders. Push it back. Widen the knees. Touch the toes. And yes, 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 yes. Come into your child's pose, stretching out that lumbar spine. Whew, right? And again, if it's hard for you to get your forehead down onto the mat in child's pose, grab your block. Another breath. And then walk the hands up. And come on to a seat. So with our truth, you know, if you're feeling really disconnected, if you've got so much layered onto you, so many shoulds, because that's the way you've been taught to live your life, right? Coming onto a seat, bringing the feet in a little bit closer to the hips, and then you can lift and balance, maybe just for a breath or two, in boat pose. This is Navasana, Ardha Navasana. Arms reach forward. Breathing here in your boat. And then allow those hands, those feet to come down. Maybe walk them out a little bit. Bring the hands together in a clasp. And then go back and forth. Okay, these are Russian twists. Nice and slow. So we're exhaling as the hands come down. Inhale through center. Exhale it down. Exhale it down. And this might be like, oh, that's enough for me. Okay? Nice straight spine. And if you want to bring up the effort just a little bit, you can float the feet. Exhaling as we twist. Exhaling as the hands come down. Another 3 on each side. And release. Soles of the feet come together. In your Baddha Kunasana. Oh, I just popped both my hips. Let those knees fall open. And then come on back. Whew. And just allow yourself to melt down into your Shavasana. Palms are up, feet flat open. Lift maybe the back heart and allow the back heart to melt down so it's really nice and flat. And if your Shavasana is more comfortable, if it looks like something else, please do that. Allow yourself to melt down. Saying to yourself, I am connected to my deepest truth. I live a beautiful life of authenticity. And then just gently let go of the thinking mind, allowing yourself to float. Melting down and down and down. So Rumi says, that which is false troubles the heart, but truth brings joyous tranquility. And he also writes, truth lifts the heart like water refreshes thirst. And lastly, he says, there's courage involved if you want to become truth. There's courage involved if you want to become truth. Breathing into that knowledge. Saying to yourself again, I am connected to my deepest truth. I live a beautiful life of authenticity. I am strong and have the courage to become my truth. Breathing here. And then as you're ready, bringing movement into the body, whatever that looks like. Keeping the eyes closed. And just allow the body to move in a way that suits you and serves you best at this moment. Listening deeply to what the body wants. And then rolling over wrapping the arms around the self, hugging yourself, sending yourself so much love, compassion, kindness, telling yourself that it's okay to set down the beautiful lie, set down the shoulds, let the heart shine, and then carefully pressing yourself up into an easy seat, bringing the hands together at the heart space, taking a nice big inhale, and let's Om out together. Ananda.